Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, April 21st, 2017. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. 5 large global reinsurance and insurance brokers say that they are part of a British investigation into conduct regarding the aviation market. The 5 brokers are JLT, Aon, Marsh, Willis Towers Watson, and UIB. They've admitted they're part of a Financial Conduct Authority investigation into conduct in the aviation insurance broking market. The probe involves accusations that brokers have been sharing competitively sensitive information on the aviation insurance and reinsurance sector. This is according to Marsh. Each of the brokers have released statements confirming their involvement. Marsh said that it has undergone an on-site inspection in its London office down by the Tower of London in relation to the probe. The Financial Conduct Authority has declined to comment. Marsh was the most expansive in their comments. They said in connection with a civil competition investigation that the FCA is undertaking into the aviation market, the FCA recently conducted an on-site inspection at our office in London. Other brokers indicated essentially that they had been contacted and were cooperating. Marsh went a bit further and said the FCA indicated that it had reasonable grounds for suspecting that Marsh and others had been sharing competitively sensitive information within the aviation insurance and reinsurance sector. Of course, aviation rates have remained flat, if not declined, even though losses in the sector have continued to creep up. The markets are desperate that premiums begin to increase. Shares of American International Group climbed about 2.5% yesterday after a report indicating that Hamilton Insurance's CEO Brian Duperreault could be in line for the top job at AIG. Duperreault has had experience at AIG. For some time, he reported as a deputy to Maurice Hank Greenberg. Duperreault also was the CEO of ACE and Marsh itself as well. And since then, he's been starting his own company, Hamilton Insurance, which is doing quite well. 69-year-old Duperreault has been rumored now several times to be the successor to Peter Hancock, who was pushed out in a board fight with John Paulson and Carl Icahn. It's not known whether Duperreault has the interest in transplanting himself to Manhattan in order to operate the international giant. But nevertheless, just the possibility that he might be coming into the mix has propped up the stock. Insured losses from last year's Ecuadorian earthquake are now likely to hit about $575 million. This is according to estimates from the Ecuadorian Insurance Association. This fits within the median range of estimates provided by modelers, which range from about 325 to 850 million. The earthquake had the greatest impact on Ecuador's Pacific coast, where 80% of the country's shrimp producer pools and operations were irreparably damaged. The area accounts for about 10% of the country's shrimp production product. There was a deadly shootout on the Champs-Élysées in Paris last night, as you probably know. One policeman was killed, another was wounded. Police killed the assailant. As the shootout was occurring, the 11 candidates for the French presidency who were running in an election on Sunday were speaking in a televised debate. The man who was the perpetrator was apparently known to French police. They even had him arrested in February for allegedly threatening police, but he was released for lack of evidence. The Hotel Riu, R-I-U, part of the Spanish Riu Hotel Group in Montego Bay, St. James in Jamaica, was rocked by an explosion in its boiler room yesterday afternoon at about 3:30 p.m., killing 1 person and injuring 4 other employees. The luxury resort saw itself blanketed in smoke. A bus driver said that he saw 3 men with parts of their clothes burned off running away from the direction of the boiler room, looking, quote, quite terrified. A highly placed police source said that 5 people who were members of the hotel's maintenance staff were working in a boiler room when an explosion occurred. At least 7 people have died in Nigeria after an electric cable fell on fans watching a Manchester United football game on TV. A high-tension cable fell on a crowded shack in the southern city of Calabar. 30 people were injured, in addition to the 7 who were killed. Police in Germany have charged a man who is now suspected of being behind the attack on the Borussia Dortmund soccer or football team bus earlier this month. The 28-year-old, who has been identified by his first-name basis, did not have any links to Islamic terrorism, as had initially been thought. Rather, he was a market trader hoping to make money if the price of shares in the team fell. Pure speculative risk that he was taking on. The injured football player, the Spanish soccer player Marc Bartra, who had undergone wrist surgery after the bomb attack, is apparently doing much better. But nevertheless, this is a case of pure greed, simple, and nothing else. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you Monday.